You're single, you want a relationship, but maybe you're just not ready to be in one. And we have the painfully honest ways to tell you you're not ready. Like, for example, if you whisper sweet nothings, climb into bed, snuggle with your dog, and you're perfectly content, but you're like, oh, yeah, I do wish I could have a relationship. You're not ready.
You're not ready.
You're not ready. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing that with your dogs and your cats or whatever your pets are, but you also, they can't just be your only life.
Right. If the dog is your obsession, then you're probably just like, you don't care about being with other people.
Well, there are seriously people, maybe you've met somebody like this, who they're like, well, I don't want to go out on a Friday or Saturday or whatever night because my dog's at home.
Yeah. I've definitely heard that.
You have to be willing to leave your dog at home to go out and meet people.
Yes.
But there are some
definitely
who won't.
heard that before, yes. You're like, okay. And a little pet peeve, by the way.
Yeah.
If you're on a date or whatever, even if you're just picking the person up and you come in and you have large dogs, that's like one of my pet peeves. They're like jumping on you nonstop. You're like, no. And you try to act cool. No, I like this. I like my legs getting scratched up right before we go out. No, it's fine. I like slobber all over my shirt. Thank you.
I was definitely guilty of that when I was dating. A couple times, Maisie jumped on some of the guys I was making out with. Like actively making out with.
CB. I didn't know Maisie was a CB.
Oh, yeah.
She's trying to get some of that.
She wanted to get in there.
Yeah.
And she did.
Wait, what?
She got more tongue than I did.
Katie, you need to tell us.
I love labs.
Labs are the best. And then I found her dad.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, rest in peace, Maisie. Now we have Olive. Yeah. Another sign that you are not ready to be in a relationship, even if you think you are, you engage in friends with benefits or casual intimacy, probably with the same person. You're not.
FWB.
No.
What's wrong with that?
Because you have to
tell us,
break it
Jared.
off.
So get your religion. That's what's wrong with it.
Well, am I growing up in our religion, friends with benefits is somebody you made out with? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not.
Hand holding.
It's whatever the level is. Where you're like, hey, we both don't want to be in a relationship, so you make out with somebody.
I guess I overreacted for your explanation.
I'm telling you, I'm this close to punching Ozempic Matt in his face.
Why?
Oh, boy. You can't.
Take
He's
your
in the
anger
other
in your
room.
relationships out on me.
No, I'm not. If I did, I would have done it a long time ago.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy. That's
Yeah.
true.
I'll leave it at the door.
Okay.
And then as soon as I walk out the door, it's waiting for me.
It is.
Right back into my body.
It's waiting at the door. It jumps you from the bushes and beats you up before you get to the car.
Here's my rage.
Parks a stool outside and waits.
Yeah. It's like, I'm still here. I'm like, dang it.
Do you know what? I actually identify with that. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Like when I come in here, it's a little bit of therapy, mostly
for
just
sure.
like laughing, like for the most part, having a good time. And then I get in my car and I'm like, responsibility.
It's me.
Yes.
I don't like responsibilities.
Don't.
Don't at all.
If you are engaging in a friends with benefits or a casual intimacy relationship, you don't view intimacy as a deeply sacred connection. You don't, because it's casual. You can do it with anybody. But then if you're ready for a relationship, then it's maybe you're like, you know what? I'm going to put all of that to the side and focus on finding that with somebody.
Squid, what do you think?
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It totally makes
That makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, but then I'm like, because I'm like, if I have a friends with benefits, it doesn't mean that I don't want something more serious and deeper. It just means that I don't see it getting serious and deeper with said person.
I see what you're saying. Like you could
I see
you
what
could
you're
have
saying,
a friends
but-
with benefit because that's where you're at this point with that person,
Yeah,
and
like,
you
this
both
is
know
like-
you're
like,
not
I-
going anywhere.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't have someone that I see like a legitimate future with as far as a significant other, but I still enjoy this person's company. So
No, you
why not?
enjoy that person's what you're doing with them.
Well, yeah, he's looking
Yeah.
for somebody else
But I
hotter.
can still
Yeah.
enjoy someone's company and them not be my soulmate.
Yeah.
Squid, is
Yeah.
that what it is,
But-
though? You're looking for somebody else hotter?
I mean, no, not all the time.
That's
no,
okay to
but
admit.
most of the
No,
time.
I mean, I
wanna
guess,
connect.
I mean, I don't know. When it comes to when I think about my life partner, which I hope to find someday, I don't think solely like they have to be this level of hotness. That's not my like.
You want to connect.
That's not my that's not the first thing in my mind.
'Cause you're-
Obviously, I still want to be very attracted to them.
Yes.
But
Well, you wouldn't be with them if
No,
you
if
weren't
you weren't.
attracted to
yeah,
them.
I got to vibe with you first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
you're gonna give the hot girl more of a chance to vibe than not, right?
Well, Not necessarily. Like if I have a friend that
I know that this is breaking news for Jason, but
Yeah,
you're a
if
normal
I-
person, Squid.
yeah,
No,
like
I don't.
No,
no,
he's not.
Attractive.
a more attractive person, male or female, gets a longer leash.
Yes, without a doubt.
Whether we want to admit to it or not.
Let
like,
Squid
scientific proof,
explain.
there's a
let
chart.
Let him explain. He hasn't
Yeah.
even explained himself.
I was gonna say if I have a friend with benefits and say she's on the 1 to 10, she's a 9, and then I meet, let's say, a 7, but I get along with the 7 way better and we're way more fun. I'd rather be with the 7 than the 9.
I get that, but there's a chart for this, and it's scientifically proven.
It's
We all
one
see-
dude.
By the Goodman Institute, he wrote it himself.
Jason likes it, so he says scientifically proven.
Right.
Yes, of course, that's the ultimate goal. But as Jared just pointed out, you're going to give the 9 a longer leash to try to figure out how to vibe.
initially.
Yes.
Maybe in the
I guess,
first,
yeah, I can
maybe in the
agree with
first
that.
meeting
I
or
guess.
so.
Yeah, but I mean, eventually that gets to a point where I definitely
Eventually.
don't see a future, and I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
I don't want to be
eventually.
around you
I
anymore.
just think at first, like you
Yes.
might put up with more than or ignore more red flags based on their look.
I
Yes.
think that in and of itself is a red flag for you. The fact that you are willing to put up with other
I mean,
people's red. It is. I'm
yeah.
not
Well, then
you
that's
specifically,
99%
but
of
you're
all
right.
men.
fine.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm saying that
No,
should
sure,
be
it
a
is.
red flag.
It absolutely
who
is.
am I? Like you're willing to put up with other people's red flags just because they're hot?
Yes.
Then you're settling.
But I think everything.
No.
Yeah, you are.
Plus, you want to get the most out of it.
You'll put up with those red flags if it is friends with benefits, but if you see the red flags, relationship should be off the table.
And that's what we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
It's like that. You're not ready for
Right.
a relationship. You're ready
Yeah.
for someone to just casually sleep with.
The only thing is, everyone has red flags.
Yes, they do.
That's the problem.
Yes,
So that,
but your
Definitely,
goal
Katie.
should be to be. Thank you, Jason. I could name all of yours, but we
You
don't have
have
enough
before.
time. We don't have a year's worth of shows all in one.
Thank you, Katie.
it's called serial content.
yeah.
We have, on
Jason's
next
red
episode.
flag of the day. It's a new
Oh my
topic.
God, that's awful.
That'd be funny.
That would be like 4
And now.
years.
Next time with Jason Goodman's red flag of the day.
But I forget what I was saying.
No, but you're exactly
Yeah,
right,
I
Kate. Of
forget.
course, it's a red flag
Yeah.
if you consciously are saying, "I don't like that," but
The
putting up-
goal should be that you're trying to be with and hopefully vibe with somebody who has the least amount of red flags.
I think it's
not just like
human-
I'll put up with them.
Right.
Human male instinct that we don't even know we're doing it to overlook certain things
I think
based
you
on the-
know you're doing
No,
it.
Some of
you
it you know.
tell one of your friends or somebody who's on the outside one of the things that is a red flag, and they'd be like, "That's a red flag."
Oh, yeah.
You know you're
yeah,
doing
yeah.
it.
Outsiders see it
Yes,
fast.
you know
You
you're
just
doing
make
it.
better excuses for it.
100%.
I think it is
We've all been there.
subconscious.
Yeah.
I think if some all of a sudden a hot girl's joke that's not funny is hilarious. You're so funny. But if somebody else said it, we'd be like, "That's the worst joke I've ever
I don't
heard."
think
in my
that's a red flag. That's
Well-
just telling a not funny joke.
I'm just saying ways that we overlook things.
For me,
just
a
that-
lack of sense of humor is a red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Those are two different things, though.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
But also, the lower you go,
deal breaker.
as a male, the lower you go down on your look scale or whatever, I think you get shorter leash. You get less opportunities.
Yes.
It
you know.
could be, or based on, as Jason, we don't have to go into your whole childhood or anything, but you've said, like, oh, girls don't even give me a chance because you're short. Or,
Most.
Yeah. Or if, so I see what you're saying, but the goal should be to try to find somebody who has the least amount.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And then the chart said you cannot find super hot with no red flags. It's a balance.
The Goodman chart, again.
It's not. It's
the
another
thing
chart.
you wrote yourself.
No, I didn't write it myself.
I've never seen that chart, and I do a lot
Katie.
of reading.
We've mentioned it many of times on the show.
The guy on YouTube who came up with the insanity versus hot chart?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hot-
he's
That's a
on
crazy
YouTube.
matrix.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
very accurate.
Remember,
Yeah.
scientific.
Okay.
But Matt, you're
Much science, very deal
Yeah.
Matt,
Super sciencey.
before Ozempic, you're more reasonable, but you're still reasonable.
Uh-huh.
What do you think about that? The hotness level, the leash,
I think if you're a certain level of hot, people treat you differently your entire life.
Absolutely.
So you develop a different level of having to think and act for yourself.
Yes.
That's why I think somebody who is unbelievably attractive is terrible in bed.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Because
a Kim
they don't
K?
have to try. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian's a terrible person to sleep with.
Well, that is true. She does look like terrible.
I don't think she'd be into it. I think she's just like, I'm Kim K. I'm hot. I don't have to work for you to be
Yeah,
excited.
you should be
You
thankful
know what I'm
that
saying?
you're here.
Yeah, I see
you're
that.
lucky to sleep with me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're discriminating against hot girls by saying that, though, because not
They have feelings,
you
too.
can't-
That's
every
a demo
hot
he'll
girl,
stand up for right there.
Oh, and especially the girls that weren't good looking or didn't know what
I'm
they were
not doing
doing.
that with you. I'm not doing that with you today.
What?
You knocking women's self-esteem and saying you need to find some woman with lowest self-esteem so that you can. No.
I'm
that
making
is,
Matt's point.
It's degrading to women.
It's degrading that Matt said the bad in bed.
No,
He said all hot girls are bad in bed.
Yeah.
He did not
That's like
say
the worst
that.
thing in
Just
Jason's book
about.
you
And
can
we
say about somebody.
go with a celebrity, Kim
How dare you say that
Kardashian.
about sexy women?
Just about. He says hot girls don't have to think for themselves in life. I mean, did you not hear what he said?
He said
and
some.
I'm
say
the
think in life.
Yes,
It's not
because-
degrading because they're hot. That's what I'm hearing from Katie.
Yes,
Because they're hot,
exactly.
you can slam hot
Hey,
people.
I'm
First
the
of
villain
all-
for him saying that hot girls can't think for themselves and they're going to be
That's-
I
treated
never
differently the
said
whole
can't
life.
think for themselves. Never
Have
did
it-
I
they've
say
developed
can't think for
Have a
themselves.
tendency
I
to
said
not be able to.
They've been treated differently. They've had certain things handed to them along the way. They haven't had to do as much on their own independently.
And the road you're going down, Jason, is specifically targeting girls who you think have low self-esteem or who are coming from maybe not great upbringings, because then it's like, oh, you should be thankful that I plucked you out of where.
No,
Yes,
not
it
at all.
is the road you're
Jason
going down.
wants to save them
I
from
know
the
you-
country and move them to
yes,
the big city.
I know
Yeah.
where you're
The
going.
road that I'm going for is they might have not have been as attractive. I've seen many of girls that weren't that hot in high school that all of a sudden later in life became the hottest out of them all. I think that's a wonderful
up.
story.
They had to work harder
Some
to
glow
develop
up.
a personality.
The caterpillar
Yes.
became the
And
butterfly.
on top of that, you're right, Matt. So now they have what Matt's basically saying, a personality, and they are very attractive. That's the unicorn.
Gave you time to change that narrative,
The
didn't we?
unicorn.
Anyway,
Not really.
the other signs that you are not ready to enter into a relationship, you
Jealous.
hold on to past baggage. You're constantly bringing up other
Oh,
things
yeah.
from old relationships. Ain't nobody want to hear that. This is a brand new
I'm
relationship.
telling
Don't
you,
bring
man,
that in.
I'm telling you, dating when you've been divorced and dating other people who've been divorced,
And they have kids.
it's like it is
Yeah.
so crazy because because you're right, that's not normal. The first thing you talk about is custody schedules.
Right.
That's like the first thing, like, oh, so are you on a 2-2-3 or 2-2-5 or week on, week off every weekend and Wednesday dinners? I mean, it's
Yeah,
like
that's not normal.
and
Like,
it's hard enough
for-
to keep up with my own situation. I'm like, what? And I've definitely talked to people before, not that I want to be necessarily in a relationship, but just initially, and we both said we'll never have it. We'll never go out based on custody schedule. So like,
what we have.
nice talking to you. Bye.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's definitely not a normal first date or getting to know you kind of conversation.
No, and
Yeah.
I've even said on dates before, like, I don't want to be talking about my exes and stuff, but you asked, they're like, no, I want to know, like, you know, how'd you? And then I'm asking them, and so the first 20 minutes of the date, you're talking about like how you got to this sad state in your
Right,
life.
right. Why somebody left you. Right.
Yeah, exactly. And so then you're like, why are we not hungry? Because we're freaking depressed right now.
Let me tell you all the things my ex hated about me.
Right.
And
Does
then
anybody, sorry, but
Okay,
does
yeah.
anybody say, and you've got to go through this twice?
for Jared,
Yes.
I'm not responding. I do the B Rabbit 8 Mile thing. I said,
I'll get ahead of it.
I've been divorced twice, and it makes me feel like a loser. And then it most forces. I'm not manipulating, but I just notice what happened. They go, "No, you're not. Things happen." No,
well,
no,
they
no.
don't have another choice. What are they supposed to say? Like, yeah, you are.
No, they,
You are a
You're
loser.
What if they piled on?
pigeonholing them.
Right, no, it's smart. It's a
I
smart.
can just get up and leave. You know what?
I
You're
get
right.
ahead of it. I get ahead of it. I say, no, it's happened to me twice. I do feel like a loser, though. I said, it makes me feel like a loser. I said, but, you know, and then I'm not saying, am I a loser, though? I don't say
But
that.
what are they supposed to say?
Not say anything. They're like,
No,
yeah.
they would just sit there.
They're like, I'll have the salad. I don't know.
But you have, when you do that 2-2-5, whatever the thing you schedule is, you have 2 of those, right? Or are they all matched up? Like, do you say I have
Kind
a 2-2-5 and a 3-3-6, or
I have week on, week off, and then like a 2-2-3. It's so
A
that
4-4-7?
makes it complicated?
They
Yeah.
share weekends.
619.
That's what I say. They share weekends. Basically, I said every other weekend. Pretty much every other weekend, I'm more available.
That worked out really well for you because you could have been totally screwed. Like,
Do you know why it worked out well for me?
What, no?
One partner refused to make it so that the kids could be together.
wait, what?
Wait, I'm confused.
Wait, I'm confused.
yeah.
I thought you said every other weekend they are together.
No, one partner refused to match up the schedule with Ava and Eli.
So they're never together?
The other partner, my first wife, then
Yeah.
said, I'll switch my schedule so the kids can be together. The other one absolutely refused to have all the kids could be together. So we had to switch our entire custody schedule, me and Heather,
Yeah.
because the other
Oh,
partner
I see,
refused.
I see, I see.
Okay.
Okay, I
Did
was
it on
very
purpose.
confused.
Did it on purpose.
Yeah,
And it
got
was
it.
just to make it hard. I'm like, are you serious?
Oh, so they were trying to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is there ever a time that you have like Ava and Eli and not Ezra, or is
No.
it now lined up perfectly?
It's well, no, because it's not week on, week off. They don't do that with young kids.
Mm-hmm.
None of it's good for them at all. But anyway, so his is a 2-2-3. So that matches like
This is like what it's like on a date with
It
you.
is. Next week, I have Ezra 5 days, and I have Ava and
Yes.
Eli 7. So
Okay.
there's 2 days where I won't see Ezra.
Got it.
And
Gotcha.
that's and then there's off weeks where
I can
Oh, because those
see.
days are split between
Yes.
the.
because it goes
Oh,
2,
my
2,
God.
3. No, it's just terrible.
Okay,
I
so
can
there are
see.
some times that you've got Ava and Eli, not Ezra. But
Right.
more often than not, they're all three together.
Right. It's
Okay.
more. It's more.
I
Yeah.
got
More often I have Ava and Eli, and then Ezra won't be there for like 2 days.
Got you.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
Mm.
I feel
It's
like
a
we just
level
were
of
on a date.
organization that I can't even fathom.
Yeah.
And I'm organized.
Yeah.
Damn.
So trust me.
Mhm.
What am I doing today?
Yeah, that'll do it. That is it.
It
for
must
all
be
the.
difficult to schedule a vacation.
I don't think he's had one.
I haven't.
Mm-mm.
No.
I mean,
Not
some
with
days
all three,
off,
right?
but not with your.
No.
Yeah, not with everybody.
No. Yeah, because then you have to get the other partner to agree to let you have an extra day.
Mm-hmm.
One partner is very easy to make it agreeable. The other one just makes it as difficult as possible if it's so.
I'm liking the airing of grievances, though.
No,
I'm
but it's
liking
true.
It.
It's just
more and more.
unfortunate. It's like co-parenting should be,
Mhm.
it is, Heather, if I'm like, hey, I want to take all the kids to Florida, which was a thing that happened, can we switch days because of my family and all this stuff going, this is when everyone can do it? Sure, no problem. The other person, yeah, you can. And then like at the last second, no, you can't.
I
And
like
then
the-
I can't take Ezra.
I hope with time
I
that
think so.
calms down.
I hope so.
Like
Yeah,
that it
that's what-
becomes more reasonable.
Yeah, was it like that initially with the first relationship? It's always been okay.
Co-parenting's always been good.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Voldemort style though, not saying the name. I like that. The
Well-
Voldemort-
She who shall not be
Don't
named.
say the name. Yeah, she who shall not be named. Yes.
Then I have wiggle room.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
The character I was talking
Oh,
about.
no.
There's Heather, and then there's another one.
There's another one. How many times have you been divorced, Jared? Twice.
Twice. No, that's not what I meant. No, what do you want?
The one who shall not be
No.
named.
The best.
I never thought of it that way, but I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to keep the juju
Voldemort.
good in the room. Yeah.
It's like when Jason told that story. He's like, I don't want to say the radio station I stole from, but they were brand new 15 years ago.
Right, the airport.
And
Oh, I said that.
they play, they play top 40 music. They're like, who did
Oh,
that?
yeah.
that part.
Start doing the math.
A direct competitor. So yeah, I narrowed it down pretty good.
But I mean, based upon of how you really talk well about the first relationship.
But that's because there's been time. Because in the beginning, it wasn't
yeah,
like
there's
that.
there's things that I'm still not over that happened. But
Well, I was gonna
time
suggest
does
maybe
heal
you
the
should get
wounds.
back together.
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't know.
And she would feel
Never
the
know.
same way. It's just,
Yeah.
that
Not
ship
to
has
make
sailed.
that about us or anything, but I don't think we can handle it.
No.
If that was,
Oh,
you know.
No, the
Oh, my-
first
That's
one,
what-
not the second one.
Oh, the first
Are you
one.
kidding? Why would I recommend the second one?
No,
If
we're
that,
talking about lots of
Because you like
crazy
to watch the
things.
world burn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we all do.
It's like how people change. Everyone changes. You can be married for 40 years, and I would hope during the course of that time you're evolving as people.
I
I
hope
don't like
so.
excuse. Well, we just changed, but just personality-wise, she's a lot different, and she has a different style and lifestyle that she has. Not a bad one,
Mhm.
but we're even further apart.
Excuse me.
Squid, you
Choked
get
on
emotional?
spit. Choked on spit. Sorry.
We wonder why Squid's single. He's choking on spit by himself.
Jeez.
You can't even sit there and
Gonna die.
he didn't know how to swallow properly.
Not good at swallowing.
That's why you're single. But anyway, it's just that we're even further apart in that category. So,
Got it. But and then
but the
time
co-parenting, I
heals
really
with,
respect.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really respect it. It's never been an issue. It's what's best for Ava and Eli. Period.
Done. Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we'll
Okay.
get to that with the other person.
The one we shall not
Voldemort.
name.
I'm hopeful, but I'm also overly optimistic. Although I'm getting less.
But you know
as
how
time goes
we
on.
were just talking about how, like, for parenting, for example, it's that the saying is the days are long, the years are short.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we're in the days of it,
Yes.
but the years we'll look back and think that was only 5 years,
Right.
where things were in total upheaval. You know, in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, it only took 10 years off my life. That's fine. I like that part.
And then we figure it all out. We don't see you stop caring about stuff, and then we die.
Yeah, and then you die,
right.
and you're like,
Yep.
wow. Or usually you suffer for long periods of time, and then you die. It's something to look forward to.
Are we turning into Jason Goodman?
I'm starting to more, and I
No,
don't like it.
I don't like it either. I
Like,
don't.
Every little ailment, I'm like, we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm like, no.
Yes,
And
it's
then
true.
Jason's turning into old me. He's at church every Sunday, and
Yeah.
he's having lunch and dinners, and
The roles are reversed.
with his pastor and whatnot.
I'm still agnostic, just for the record.
Okay.
Good. That's very good.